Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, back again with another Ask Lee video Q&A. Now today's video is a reply to a comment that I received from one of my previous videos. And that was the video on can you build muscle after the age of 50? And if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to post a link to it in the annotation up there to the side so you can go watch that one. But the reply that I got to that video was from Trent, and he says, first off, thank you for the videos you do. They usually help me a lot. Unfortunately, I found this one to be severely lacking. With all due respect, I think everybody knows you can get in shape at any age, and we really wish you would expand on the subject beyond the obvious. I'd love to hear you talk specifically about what's optimal for older guys in regards to training. For instance, Leroy Colbert says older lifters should follow a full body routine regardless of experience. He says older joints and ligaments can't handle the high daily volume of a split routine. Do you agree? Jason Frigeria says older guys should never go heavier than 8 reps per set. He's against doing deadlifts due to the greater potential for a serious back injury. Do you agree? Colbert recommends 6 sets per body part per workout, 3 days per week, full body routine. Do you agree? Lee, can we have a real discussion about building muscle at/after age 50? All right, thanks Trent for that question. Now, when it comes to the YouTube videos that I post, I mean, some of the topics and questions that I answer may seem very obvious to someone who has experience and already knows the answer. But to the person asking the question, it's not obvious. I mean, that's the reason they're asking the question. So, I mean, even though my previous video you thought, well, that's obvious, everybody knows you can get in shape regardless of how old you are. I mean, obviously the person asking that question didn't know. They legitimately wanted to know, hey, can I work out after age 50 and still build muscle? And that was basically the question and the topic of that previous video. Now in this video, I'm going to address your comments here, and we're going to get into some specific training suggestions for an older lifter. And the biggest difference between a young lifter and an older lifter is as you get older, you have to respect your body more. You'll realize that you have limitations. You're not invincible. You can't abuse your body and get away with it. Whereas a younger lifter, especially like a teenager or someone in their 20s, they can do all kinds of crazy shit and get away with it. And I'm speaking from experience because I did my fair share of crazy shit when I was younger and I got away with it. I mean, back when I started training, Dorian Yates was the reigning Mr. Olympia, and he had his blood and guts training philosophy. You had Mike Menser and his heavy duty workouts. So the whole mantra was train to failure and then beyond. You know, push your limits and then some. So there was none of this holding back or being conservative. It was just go, 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 push your limits to the edge, and very often, you know, over the edge. So in my case, I trained to failure, I did forced reps, I did negatives, cheated the weight up, lift way too damn heavy, and just because I had youth on my side, I was able to recover from that type of, you know, of training abuse and still come back to the gym and lift another day. As I've gotten older, I've learned to respect my body more. And I've had to learn this lesson the hard way through, you know, some injuries over the years. I mean, I've torn some muscles, I've had my share of joint pain and tendonitis and all that stuff. And the older you get, the more you realize you have to be respectful of your body. You know, you have to pay attention to all these little warning signs that your body's giving you. So if you have joint pain or tendonitis or something just doesn't feel right, don't ignore that. That is your body's way of telling you, hey, you need to change what you're doing. It doesn't mean be careless and like this no pain, no gain mentality. I mean, that's a crock of you know what. When your body gives you pain, you have to listen to it and change your approach accordingly. So, I mean, it may mean lightening up the weight. It may mean changing the exercise. It may, you know, mean doing something totally different. For example, if flat barbell bench press causes you shoulder pain, then don't do flat barbell bench press. You know, try using dumbbell bench press, or try doing an incline bench press, or maybe experiment with different types of machines. I mean, look for ways to train the same muscle, but do so where it doesn't cause you pain and irritation in the joints, tendons, and ligaments. So you just got to be more aware of what's going on and listen to your body and respect it more. As far as the actual training protocol, your sets, reps, workout split, there's really not a big difference. I mean, you can still follow a bodybuilding split routine at age 50 and beyond, or you can follow different training protocols. And you can pretty much do all the same exercises as long as you're respectful of your body and you lift within your means. So those examples that you mentioned where some people were saying, you have to do a full body routine 3 days per week, or you can't do deadlifts or whatever. I don't necessarily agree with that for everybody. I mean, maybe for an individual, that is good advice, but to kind of paint everybody with the same brush and say, well, you're 50 years old, you can't do a bodybuilding split routine no more, you have to do a 3 day per week full body routine, that really doesn't make sense, because just because somebody is 50 years old doesn't mean that they are everybody's equal. I mean, you could have a 50-year-old who's in fantastic shape, or you could have a 50-year-old who's brand new and never lifted a weight in their life. I mean, obviously they're not going to follow the same workout protocols just because they're 50 years old. I mean, you have two totally different people, and they have to be treated according to their fitness level. The same with, you said, someone mentioned not doing deadlifts. I mean, there are people out there who can do deadlifts and the power lifts in their 50s and beyond. I mean, a prime example of this is powerlifting guru Louis Simmons. I mean, he's the founder of Westside Barbell, and I mean, under his training, he's coached numerous world record holders in powerlifting, and coached Dave Tate, who's went on to create the Elite Fitness, which is a whole powerlifting empire. If you're familiar with powerlifting, you know who I'm talking about. But I mean, Louis Simmons has set some of his personal best lifts after the age of 50. I mean, he's bench pressed over 600 pounds in competition at age 50. He's squat over 900 pounds. He's deadlifted, over 700 pounds. I mean, he's done all those lifts after the age of 50. So obviously, just because he's 50 years old doesn't mean he has to curl up and get into a rocking chair and take it easy. I mean, he's still making gains and pushing himself at that age. So again, I don't agree with saying that just because somebody is 50 years old or whatever, over 50, that they have to follow, a basic beginner's program. I mean, there are people out there in their 50s and beyond who are very advanced lifters and can follow advanced training programs, but they just need to be more respectful of their body. They can't be as careless as young people are and get away with it. I mean, if you get a muscle tear or an injury when you're young, you can kind of bounce back from it relatively quickly and easily. If you get a serious injury when you're older, it takes a heck of a lot longer to recover from that injury, and in some cases you may never fully recover. So I think that's just the major difference, is simply respecting your body and not pushing the limits to the extreme. It's okay to do an exercise and to finish your set knowing full well that you have a couple reps in reserve. I mean, you don't have to rep out to failure every single time. It's okay to rack the weight knowing full well that you could have done another couple reps if you really had to. Stopping a set short of failure is not going to hinder your progress. But if you push your limits beyond failure and end up getting injured, that's definitely going to hinder your progress. I mean, if you get an injury, that could set you back weeks or months, or you may never fully recover from it. But if you stop a set short of failure and, rack the weight, live to lift another day, that's not going to hinder your progress at all. In fact, it's probably going to help, because you'll be able to train more consistently, more frequently, and enjoy the process of working out pain-free without injuries, nagging aches and pains, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, hopefully this helps answer your question. If you have any other comments, feedback, suggestions, anything at all, feel free to post those in the comment section down below. I'll chat with you down there, and make sure to stay tuned for my next YouTube video coming soon. Take care. Over and out.